There's a silent revolution occurring within men who choose to reclaim their sexual energy. It is not always visible to the untrained eye, but its effects are unmistakable. These men become radiant, grounded, magnetic, healing. Their very presence begins to shift the atmosphere, calm the nervous system of others, and offer energetic nourishment without a word spoken. This is not charisma. It is not bravado. This is what happens when your aura becomes medicinal. Sexual energy is more than a biological impulse. It is life force energy, the primal power behind creation itself. When this energy is conserved, refined, and directed instead of wasted through unconscious indulgence, it becomes alchemical. It transforms from raw urge into a creative, healing, and stabilizing frequency that elevates everything around it. Sexual energy is stored in the lower chakras, especially the sacral and root, and when it is cultivated with intention, it begins to rise to the body, activating the solar plexus, willpower, the heart, compassion, the throat, truth, and eventually the third eye, clarity, and crown, divinity. The man who masters this process radiates a new kind of power, spiritual, not just physical. Your aura is the electromagnetic field that surrounds your body. It is the accumulation of your thoughts, emotions, intentions, and energetic state. While most people are unaware of their aura, others feel it instinctively. Ever walked into a room and felt someone's presence before they said a word? That was their aura interacting with yours. Now imagine infusing that field with highly potent, purified sexual energy, not scattered lust, but contained vitality. This doesn't just attract people sexually. It heals. It restores. It regulates. It seduces not the flesh, but the soul. This is what it means for your aura to become medicinal. Retention of sexual energy, especially semen in men, is a discipline that awakens the sleeping power within. Most men spill their seed regularly, not realizing that with every release, a portion of their life force leaves them. Over time, this depletion shows in their eyes, their voice, their skin, and their presence. But the man who learns to transmute that urge instead of acting on it begins to glow. Literally, his skin clears, his eyes shine, his voice deepens and becomes more commanding. He becomes harder to ignore and easier to respect. Why? Because he is operating from surplus. His tank is full. He is no longer living in lack, chasing women or dopamine. He becomes the source. Women feel it. Men feel it. Even children and animals respond differently to him. His aura speaks before he does. And this aura becomes medicinal because it offers something that is in short supply in the modern world: calmness, direction, confidence, and purity of intention. Sexual energy, when transmuted, does not just enhance your physical and mental state. It changes the quality of your presence. You walk into a room, and people sit up straighter. They listen more carefully. They feel safer. Why? Because your energy is stable. It's not leaky. You're not trying to take from them. You're full within yourself. That is medicinal in a world full of takers, manipulators, and chaotic souls. Your presence alone can slow the heartbeat of an anxious person. You become the calm in their storm. Women especially notice this shift. They are intuitive and emotionally attuned by nature. When a man walks into a room who is not driven by lust but grounded in purpose, she feels it immediately. Her guard drops. Her feminine opens. Her nervous system relaxes. She feels safe. This is the highest form of seduction, not manipulation, but safety. Your aura becomes a sanctuary. To have a medicinal aura, you must first cleanse yourself of toxic patterns. This begins with sexual discipline. You cannot heal others while being addicted to pornography, constantly chasing shallow validation, or indulging in low vibrational relationships. That's like trying to serve clean water from a poisoned well. Sexual energy must be cultivated, not just conserved. That means practicing semen retention to store vital energy, meditating to transmute sexual urges into focus and creativity, training your body to become a stronger container of energy, serving others to give that energy a direction and purpose, speaking truth to keep your energy aligned with integrity. Every time you resist an urge, you gain strength. Every time you say no to temporary pleasure, you build inner fire. This fire is what people feel when they stand near you. It is not destructive, it's healing. It burns away illusions. It awakens truth in others. True magnetism is not about how you look, but about how you feel. The man who retains and elevates his sexual energy exudes silent power. He doesn't need to chase anyone, because people come to him. They seek his counsel. They want to be near him. His energy uplifts. Why? Because your aura begins to regulate others. It gives their nervous system a new signal. You're safe here. You're seen here. You're respected here. You're inspired here. You become a mirror for their highest self, simply because you've begun the journey to embody yours. This magnetism is not just for attracting women. It's for attracting opportunities, partnerships, allies, teachers, and abundance. Everything that aligns with your new frequency starts to orbit your life. And that frequency is rooted in the strength of your sexual discipline. People are drawn to wholeness. The reason your aura becomes medicinal is because most people are fragmented, internally split between addiction and aspiration, between longing and shame, between ego and soul. But the man who reintegrates his sexual energy and aligns it with his purpose becomes whole again, and that wholeness becomes medicine. You don't even have to try. Your presence is a sermon. Your actions are the transmission. Your stillness is the signal. You speak without speaking and teach without teaching. The people who meet you begin to question their own behaviors, not because you criticize them, but because your discipline reminds them of what they're capable of. Your presence convicts. It inspires. It reawakens. That is healing. To cultivate this aura, consistency is key. One day of retention won't do it. A week of discipline won't unlock it. This is about becoming a new man, not temporarily modifying behavior. Here's a framework to cultivate this energetic transformation. 30 days of semen retention. No release. No leaks. Let the fire build. Daily meditation or breath work. Transmute sexual energy into higher states. Journaling and solitude. Learn yourself. Understand your patterns. Heal your wounds. Purpose-driven work. Serve something larger than yourself. Limit consumption. This includes poor and meaningless scrolling, gossip, and junk food. The modern world is sick. Spiritually, emotionally, energetically. What it needs is not more noise or bravado, but more grounded, awakened men whose sexual energy is not wasted in lust, but anchored in purpose. When you choose to discipline your sexuality, you begin the process of energetic refinement. And when you refine your energy, your aura begins to speak a different language. It begins to heal. It begins to give. It becomes a source of calm, strength, and inspiration. You walk through the world not as a taker, but as a giver. You're no longer chasing love. You are love. No longer addicted to pleasure. You radiate joy. No longer lost in lust. You channel sacred fire. Your aura becomes medicinal, and the world drinks from your presence.